Welcome back to the Morning After. I'm your host, Nick Hamilton, here on Dash Radio, Dash Talk Station. Hit me up on Twitter at Nick Hamilton LA. You can also catch me on Instagram at Nick Hamilton LA. Also catch the governor, better known as James Allen, at Chicago God on Twitter. And we have a special guest in the house. She is on the cover of one of the hottest magazines out. She's so good, she has a dual cover. She's on Maxim magazine. She's an actress. She's a model. And it's an all-around great person. We're going to get into her and her journey to this point and beyond. We have the lovely and beautiful and talented Caitlin O'Connor. What's going on, Caitlin? How you doing?
What's up? I'm going to take you everywhere I go.
Hey, I don't mind that at all. I ain't going to say no to that at all. Thank you so much for coming down. I know you're busy. I know you got a lot going on right about now. So let's get into it. I want to talk about how you got to the point of getting on the cover of Maxim magazine, because you not only have one cover, you have two. So how did you?
Oh my gosh.
How did you accomplish that? That's a dream of a lot of women that want to be in this business, be in this game. How did you go about accomplishing that goal?
You know, it's a funny story. I went to Indy 500, and the host for Maxim had canceled, and somebody I knew walked by me and said, "That's Caitlin O'Connor. Doesn't she host? Just grab her." And so I got the job out of nowhere. I was just walking by.
Wow.
And so I've been Maxim's red carpet host for about a year now, and I got submitted for the Maxim South Africa cover in Indonesia, and they picked me.
Hey, no, that was a great pick.
Hell?
Hey, that was a great pick. You know what? You created your opportunity, and there you have it. Right place, right time.
I'm just trying to walk by everywhere. Just gonna walk by.
Wave a little bit.
I'll just say this. The reason why I would pick you is because the way you smell. When you came up in here, I almost fainted, man. I mean, what kind of perfume are you wearing?
What?
No, it smells amazing. Seriously.
Well, thank you. You know what
I concur.
It's Dove dry shampoo, you guys.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Hey, there you go.
I would say the same thing. Like, hey, man, you smell good. That's his body wash. I ain't gonna give up my secret.
When you look at what, obviously, is that something you always wanted to do as far as being a host? I know you've modeled. We'll get into your acting credits as well, but it's something you always wanted to do. And what made you persevere? Because I know it's a tough business. Obviously, it's a lot of competition. What made you persevere?
There's so many beautiful girls in LA. It's so competitive. Well, at like age 7, I was hosting my school plays.
Oh yeah.
So I've always loved it. TV hosting just comes so naturally to me. Acting is a lot harder for me to master, but hosting's fun. You just get to be yourself. You just talk shit, ask people questions.
Hey, there you go. I mean, I love it because I feel like you have to have a conversation with people. I think if you're not just a standard Q&A, you're just having a conversation like, hey, you know, what do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? And then
you have to be a good listener.
Absolutely. That's what 85% of the whole deal. And when you look at what you've done, obviously you've done a lot of. You just wrapped up a movie.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that? It's called Glass Jaw, correct?
It's a boxing movie. It's called Glass Jaw. I signed on as an associate producer. I'm super excited about it.
Wow.
My girlfriend, Karina Rico, and Lee Colify, her boyfriend, wrote the movie. Got funding for the movie. Steve Perry, who produced True Romance, produced this movie. And it's in editing right now. We just wrapped it.
I want to talk about your character because you play one of the most dynamic characters, I believe, that's not an easy character, which is you play the wife of the boxer, and this is based on a true story, correct?
I play Lee's mom.
Oh, his mom, okay.
Yeah, he gets left when he's a little boy by his parents who are drug addicts, and I have a really emotional scene, if you guys remember, Napoleon Dynamite, John Grise, who is Uncle Rico in the movie. He plays my abusive husband, and, you know, playing a drug addict is difficult when you don't do drugs.
Right.
But I just had to look a mess, and the makeup team from The Walking Dead made me look all old and funky. It was a lot of fun.
How did you pull from that? Because obviously you say you don't do drugs, but how did you pull to get into that character, and how long did you have to stay in that character to really execute it the way on screen that it needed to be executed?
I needed to pull from something real, and in 2012 I had a fire in my apartment and I lost my dog. I ended up homeless for like 6 months because, you know, when you have a fire, you lose everything, and I didn't have a savings because I thought I'd be in that apartment forever. Why do I need to save money?
Right.
I was super young, and I ended up homeless. I was living in my car, you know, I had a gym membership and I was taking a shower like every 2 days trying to go to auditions, and that's the realest place that I could pull from. Never having done meth.
How difficult is it to be that versatile, especially in the acting field? Because I mean, you don't seem like like you said, you don't do drugs and everything, and you seem like you're straightforward about everything. But how difficult is it for actors or actresses to be that versatile when you're playing a character of that magnitude?
I mean, that's a hard one. It depends on how you study and what acting coach that you go to. But for an actress, if you're not coming from a place that's real, people can tell. You can tell right away. You just take one look at somebody. Is that real or is it fake?
But it goes beyond reading lines when you're playing a character like that, right?
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. It's a difficult business because it's so subjective.
Mm-hmm. Right.
One person can look at your performance and be like, she sucks. Another person can be like, wow, that's the best. It's so subjective.
Did you learn anything from the role when you were done rapping? Did you learn anything from that role?
I loved seeing the two child actors. It was my favorite part. The two actors that played my kids, they were amazing. And there was a scene where John throws me against the wall, and the wall made such a loud noise that both kids started crying because they actually thought it was real, and then that made the scene just so much better because they were literally and actually crying. So that was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, authenticity is always great.
It wasn't fun that they were crying.
Of course. But when you look at what this industry brings, obviously you being a woman, beautiful woman, intelligent, what were some of the obstacles that you had to face to get over, and how did you persevere through that, especially for a lot of young women that want to get into this business, that feel like they're obligated to do certain things they really may not want to do?
You are never obligated to do shit. Don't do it if you don't want to do it. My best advice is don't rely on your looks. Don't smoke your reflection. If you're a hot girl, you're not going to be hot forever. Try to find a talent and a craft that you enjoy doing. And then enjoy, like, if you have a role and you're not going to be validated by your beauty, just have fun with it. And don't be afraid to look bad.
You're listening to The Morning After here on Dash Radio, Dash Talk Station with my special guest. She's an actress, model, and Maxim magazine cover girl, Caitlin O'Connor. So when you look at, obviously you're into sports as well. I know you're a boxing fan.
Big boxing fan.
Are you going to check out the NBA Finals at all?
I will. If I'm next to you, I'll be watching.
Oh, well,
I'm
yeah.
a professional watcher.
Oh, there we go. There we go. So, obviously, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Who do you have? Do you have anybody? You have a horse in this race at all? You want to see LeBron get another title? Do you want to see Kevin Durant?
I love LeBron. I'll go with LeBron.
You going with LeBron?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. See, I have to go with the Warriors. I want, because you know what? I like LeBron. We were talking about this earlier. I like LeBron. I like what he brings to the table. He's one of the most dynamic players we've probably ever seen in our lifetime. But I like to see Kevin Durant. I like Kevin Durant. I want to see him win the title, and I want to see what the Warriors can do now with besides Steph, Clay, and Draymond Green.
They're a powerhouse.
Oh yeah.
I heard. Did I hear LeBron has a film production company?
He does.
Yep.
All right. Hi, LeBron.
What? At this point, what doesn't LeBron have at this point? I mean, he's pretty much has his hand in everything. Exactly. What is he not doing in this day and age? When you look at
a college championship.
Hey, don't need one when you about to have an NBA championship. Don't really need one. I'm just saying, man, the hate is just all over you today, isn't it? My goodness.
Pass the salt,
man,
and hold my beer.
Yeah, I bet.
I'll hold your beer. It'll be gone.
Exactly. See, woman after my own heart. That's what I like to hear. When you look at, obviously, we were talking about Kevin Durant and the fans. Obviously, I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of the NBA playoff games, but there have been a lot of lopsided victories, a lot of large margin victories. And Kevin Durant basically came out and said, hey, if you don't like, what you're watching, don't watch it. Do you feel like that's a slight to fans, or is he being too honest enough to say, hey, this is what we're doing. We're not out here to keep close games. We're out here to win ball games by any means.
I mean, I hear him. If the ratings go down, they'll make changes, but I feel like that's too honest. Like, you want to make your money, just, have people keep watching you.
But don't you have to have the same? Doesn't you have to have the same mindset when you're taking videos or not videos, but taking photos or making a movie, like if you don't like the movie, hey, I'll put my
Don't
heart in
watch
it.
it.
Yeah, because it's almost like that's your baby, and somebody's calling your baby ugly, but you didn't have to spend the money.
You know, if you're getting a view, I don't care whether you're criticizing my work or, you know, praising it.
Great answer.
I just need your view.
Absolutely.
There you go, and that's what I said. I didn't have a problem with Kevin Durant what he said because I felt like it was honest, and people that don't want to say it were thinking it anyway. And so when I look at it as, hey, you're gonna watch the product. The market has already been up. The people are gonna watch NBA games. Lord knows there's nothing else really to watch out there but NBA, and you know, baseball is still early. People don't really get into baseball until after the All-Star break anyway, when it's down the stretch. And when you look at what the NBA provides, because this is it. Like, once the finals are over, unfortunately, we have no more basketball. And so, what are you going to do between that gap between NBA finals and NFL preseason and then the regular season?
Nap.
WNBA.
And you know what's funny? You know what?
Hey, I watch.
Do you watch the WNBA, by the way?
I don't.
Okay, is there a reason why you don't watch? I'm curious. I always ask women this question, and it's not. I just want to know.
I just want to watch the cool stuff. If it were cool, I'd watch it.
Oh my God! If it's cool, have you seen Diana Taurasi?
Okay.
I know. No, there are some amazing players.
Love her.
I'm not saying that. I just want to be part of the crowd. I feel like nobody is watching the WNBA.
What will make it cool in your estimation if for people to watch that league?
Clone Diana Taurasi.
Be quiet. I'm asking her. I'm asking somebody who's real, who's not a stan.
Pumping more money into the more advertising.
Agreed.
I have no idea.
Agreed.
They just need more money to get the word out there.
Yeah. I mean, they had when they started in 1997. I remember the commercial they had with the three biggest stars they had. And they kept pumping that commercial. You saw Lisa Leslie, you saw Cheryl Swoops, you saw Rebecca Lobo. But you saw their three top talents who even to this day, Lisa Leslie is synonymous with women's basketball. Like, she is women's basketball. People still think she plays on the team. She hasn't played in like 5 or 6 years.
I made that mistake a few weeks ago.
And that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
swear.
people still think, and that's how much of an impact she had. But that also went to the marketing that the WNBA behind the NBA put behind it and really thrusted it out there to say, you know what? We have a league for women. We want to highlight women. We want to highlight women's athletics. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's unfortunate. I agree with you when it comes to the marketing dollars and how you advertise. But at the same time, I don't understand why, for some reason, women's sports outside of the tennis, outside of
track and field,
Do you think they need more controversy?
I think they need more excitement. I mean, if that creates excitement, so be it.
Well, hold up. Because
I don't hear any beefs. Like, I don't hear, and like I said, I've covered this sport for the last 5 to 6 years. I don't hear Diana Taurasi talking about Maya Moore. I don't hear Tina Charles beefing or talking crap about Candace Parker.
Well, hold up. Diana Taurasi did get busted with steroids.
But
like
anyway,
that. She was exonerated, but still.
But anyway,
it's controversy.
Like I said, but look.
But it made me like her even more. It made me watch her games even more.
But that's you.
Well, I mean,
and like
so
Caitlin
you don't
said,
think controversy? I agree with it. I think controversy.
No, but it's not. But it's not enough.
When Brittany Griner got into a fight with her girlfriend, got arrested, I was all over that story.
Between that and her dunking in games, yeah, because people were so intrigued about her dunking in games, and I'm like, yo, like people in the NBA like dunk all the time.
But see,
and you got women.
When do you hear stories like that? A woman going to jail for spousal abuse by her girlfriend.
But here's the thing, though, and unfortunately, I don't like hearing that because, and that's the kind of controversy you don't need.
Exactly.
Because
when do you hear that though?
Because when you're in men's professional sports, you don't ever want to hear about domestic violence, and I don't want to sit here and make light of domestic violence.
No, I'm not making light of it. What I'm saying, when do you hear stories like that?
But that's not the kind of controversy they need. They need the controversy to say, like, when players beef with each other, like we had Tyronn Lue talk about the Warriors and say, well, you know what, the Celtics provide more defense than the Warriors do. And then they asked Mike Brown, and Mike Brown was like, oh, that's his opinion, that's cute. You know, so that now you're building up that buzz, that hype. And I don't think the WNBA has really mastered that.
Well, we've seen it on the court, though. We've seen players like Elbow. Like Diana Taurasi got suspended for a game.
Who watches that? How many people watch that, though? Let's be honest.
Okay,
there's more people to watch. Listen, I watch I watch UFC, right? So I was there when Holly Holm lost her title to Miesha Tate. Because I said, if Miesha gets you on the ground, it's a wrap. She has that on lock. If Holly can keep her upright, Holly has the greatest advantage because Holly knows how to construct and knows how to constrict her body enough where she can force you into a submission or even knock you out, either one, as Ronda Rousey. So that's what I thought was the best time.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, and I'll ask both of you guys this. All right, when you heard about Ronda Rousey talking about Miesha Tate, right? When she kept running her mouth about Miesha Tate, how much she was going to knock her out and everything, did it make you want to watch the fight even more?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Exactly. So controversy does sell.
I'm not saying it doesn't, but it has to be the right controversy. And like Caitlin said, marketing. It has to be advertising. It has to be more advertising dollars. You can't just leave it to social media. You can't just leave it to one particular outlet. It has to be a multitude of outlets, because at the end of the day, if you look at the NFL came out with a report the other day that said that Thursday night football was one of the highest rated nights for football outside of Sunday. So you don't think that now they're going to create more Thursday night games? You don't think now the advertising dollars on the major networks like ESPN, ABC, NBC, CBS, because why? They have an antenna. Everybody has a TV. Mm-hmm. You can't get any ratings off internet yet. Not yet. Maybe in about 10, 12 years. Maybe. But you can't get it off of there. And that's what I'm looking at. And, I know you're a big boxing fan. Obviously, you saw Canelo just wear down Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I don't know where Julio came. He's what? What was that fight?
You know what? That was a sparring match. That was a tune-up. That was a tune-up.
He was there for
the
check.
That was a bad matchup. Yeah, he was there for the.
How excited are you to see Triple G finally go against Canelo? I mean, we've been waiting for that for Lord knows how long.
Well, the money's right. I love Canelo. He's so tough. He's so strong.
When you're listening to The Morning After here on Dash Radio, Dash Talk Station with our special guest, actress and model and Maxim cover girl, Caitlin O'Connor. And when you look at Canelo, I like the way Canelo fights. I like the way he approaches the fights. You talked about money. And then I like Triple G. To me is a huge threat. I mean, that's going to be. Yeah. I think that's going to be a bigger fight than all of us have anticipated. When you look at watching fights, when you look at watching this particular fight, what is it about Canelo that intrigues you about watching him?
He's just so sturdy. He's very prepared. I feel like his mind is always in the right place. He doesn't even sit down in between rounds. He's not even sitting down. I mean, I think his body, it's like he's at the peak of his career, so right now is the best time to have all of these fights happen. Who do you have
as the victor?
I don't know.
Come on, Caitlin.
I'll go Canelo.
All right. I you know what? Tough. Yeah. That's the thing. Now, another fight, and we'll get into that on the other side of the break, because I want to get your opinion on this. We finally may get.
Are you talking about Mayweather?
Conor
And
McGregor.
We'll get into that and more on the other side of the break. You are listening to The Morning After here on Dash Radio, Dash Talk Station. Stay tuned.
Hit the juice on my ride. I got front and back and side to side.
All right, go.
So
continue to commiserate.
Commiserate. Remember, SAT word.
I know, spell it.
I don't know.
So obviously, you got a lot of other film projects working on too. So, have you been bitten by the film bug, you think, by the acting bug, or?
I think I want to produce. I really want to show up to set and not comb my hair and be the boss.